Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I know I just did a book haul, but as you can tell by the title, we're gonna do another one. My problem is that every time I see a book in the store that is on my TBR, I wanna buy it. Even though I have way too many books and it's gonna take me a long time to read them, if I see them, I can't resist. So we're gonna start. These are the books we're working with today. Hold on. It's a big stack, okay? Okay. These are the books we're working with. Look. All right. Okay, so let's start at the bottom because that's what I'm feeling. So first, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is obviously very popular on booktok, and that's kind of why I wanted to get it, but also because I'm really trying to start some good habits this summer and break some bad ones. I feel like summer is the time where you can get into good habits. If you want to start working out, this is the time to do it. Not when you're in the middle of a school year trying to figure out everything that you need to do during that time. This is the time to start working on those goals. So I got this because there's so many things I want to start doing this summer. Reading every day was the biggest one, and I think I'm already doing a good job of that, but working out is probably the hardest habit that I need to start. I'm having such a hard time starting to work out, and I'm really hoping this book helps. On the cover it says, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So that's kind of where we're at. I want to build some good habits this summer and I want to break some bad ones. So that is on the TBR and I picked this up. All right, next we're gonna go back to the Atlas 6. Okay, this is just like really pretty if you look at it. Like, it's so simple. It's kind of my vibe, just like black, gold, white. It's so simple. It doesn't have a lot of color, but it's pretty. I don't know much about this book, honestly, just that it is a booktok book and I've seen it all over YouTube. So that's kind of why I wanted to get it. And I know it's not a romance novel, and I love reading romance novels, but I think every couple of books I need to switch it up and read something else. That way when I get back into it, I really have that feeling inside that you get when you read a good romance. And I feel like if you just keep reading romances over and over again, it just gets old. You need a palate cleanser, and this is going to be one of my palate cleansers. I don't know if I'm going to read it right now. It kind of seems like a good fall book, so that might be the vibe. But on the back it says secrets, betrayal, seduction, power. And I feel like that's interesting. I don't really know anything else about it except for that it's this society sort of center. There's a society invitation and something creepy having to do with it. I mean, like, that's kind of what it makes it seem. I don't really like to get too much into the book before I read it. Otherwise, I'll convince myself not to read a book. If I read too much into it, I'm gonna be like, am I really gonna like that? I kind of just like to go into it blind, so that's what I'm planning on doing with this. Next, we have Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. I've seen this on Haley Pham's, I think, Instagram, and she was tagging Steph Bower, I think that's how you say her name, and they were just like raving about this book. One of them recommended it to another and they loved it. It is really thick. Now that I kind of look at it, thick books also kind of scare me. Like, I like to just go into a book blind. I don't even want to look and see how many pages there are because otherwise I might be scared. But it looks like there's over 450 pages. That's what it's looking like, about 450 pages. But I love what it says at the front. It says, my first love ended in tragedy. My second began with his brother. Okay, so are we gonna get like a brother forbidden romance in here? And I know there's something, there's a trigger warning about suicide kind of on the back. Like, it doesn't say that, but it kind of hints at it. So I know this is going to be like probably a tougher book to read, but I am really excited to read it. Going along with that, we have Girl in Pieces, and this is by Kathleen Glasgow. This is kind of like a sad book from what I have picked up on it. This is the only one I got from Barnes & Noble. So I saw this on the shelf. It kind of had like this book, and then if you read this book or read another book, books they recommend. And I kind of just read the back really quick and was immediately, I need to get this book. It says, Charlotte Davis is in pieces. At 17, she's already lost more than most people do in a lifetime. I feel like I can just kind of relate to that. I've lost a lot of people in my life, and I feel like hearing her story and reading about this is kind of gonna help me reflect on my life. It's probably gonna be a little bit deeper than just reading a romance novel, which I know is gonna be tough, but I'm kind of excited for it. So these two, they kind of match a little bit. Pink vibes, I don't know, but that's the next two on the list. The next book I picked up was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Everybody knows this book. It's definitely summer vibes. I'm definitely going to make sure I read it this summer. I have read almost all of Book Lovers, and I have an unpopular opinion about that. I'm going to keep it for my wrap-up video for the month, but just know that that's coming. But I also started reading Beach Read, and I kind of never finished that one. So the fact that I picked up a third one by Emily Henry kind of scares me, just because I don't know how much I've been into her other books. But the tropes in this book are like speaking to me. Just reading the back, reading about it. We have opposites attracting, which is like my favorite thing ever. And then we have like a second chance romance, best friends to lovers, and almost enemies to lovers in a way, because they were best friends, kind of got in a fight and something happened. Now they don't talk anymore, and they're going on a vacation to try and fix things. So I'm kind of excited about that. Also, if I sound sick, I'm sick. So that's why I sound sick. So we're just drinking Celsius and taking Dayquil and trying to get through it. Reading books. So, People We Meet on Vacation. I feel like this is going to be the Emily Henry book that I love. It might make me fall in love with her reading in a way that I haven't with the other two books, which I know a lot of people have. So I'm really hoping that this book does it for me. And I'll probably read it next month, so you'll see this coming back. Okay. The next book we have is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I think that's how you say his name. This is a thriller, from what I assume. On the back, it says that Alicia's life is seemingly perfect until one night her husband returns home late from work and she shoots him 5 times in the face. Okay, very intense starting out. So I think it's going to be somewhat of a mystery thriller. And I'm excited because it says on the back that a psychotherapist is excited in her story and wants to work with her. So I feel like there's going to be some analyzing of her, why she's not talking in here, some psychology background, which I'm interested in. So I feel like this is going to be interesting. Definitely going to be a palate cleanser. I'm probably going to save this for the fall months just because it's not the summer vibe. And I'd rather read summer vibe books, like People We Meet on Vacation. But you'll see this later. You'll see it. Okay, the next book that I got is the only book that wasn't on my TBR that I ended up picking up, and that is Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I saw the cover, I read the title, and I've been wanting to read a book by her, so I just knew that this was gonna be the one. I barely read the back. I'll pretty much read what I read to you, and that is that Mackenzie is a people pleaser. It's exhausting, really always following the rules. All she wants to do is focus on growing her internet business, but first she must get a college degree at her parents' insistence. But then she meets a local bad boy, Cooper Hartley. That ability is suddenly tested. So I was like, good girl, bad boy. It's a yes. So that's pretty much all I know about this book, but I'm really excited. It's probably going to be the next book that I read, or one of the next books that I read, because I'm super excited about this. Okay, the last book that I got was The Paper Palace by Miranda Coley Heller. This was on my TBR because I've seen it everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's a TikTok book. I don't know, but I've seen it on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok somewhere, and I read the back in the store. It was 20% off, so that's why I got it. I'm just gonna read you the back because I feel like it does the best at unpacking everything that's going on in this book, and I really don't know how to explain it because there's a lot, but I feel like if you know the back of this book, you're gonna wanna read it because that's kind of how I felt. So here we go. It is a perfect August morning when Elle Bishop awakens in the backwoods Cape Cod cabin where her family has spent every summer for generations. But this morning is different. Last night, Elle and her oldest friend had a secret, passionate encounter outside in the darkness while their spouses chatted away inside. Okay. Now Elle will have to decide between the world she has made with her much-loved husband Peter and the life she's always imagined would be hers with her childhood love Jonas. Okay. That's already a lot, but I feel like it's going to be interesting because it says that the Paper Palace unfolds over 24 hours and across 50 years. 24 hours and across 50 years. So I feel like you're going to be getting the back and forth. I feel like you're going to see their childhood love and then see where she met her husband, why she chose her husband. I'm hoping all of that is in here. I feel like it's just going to be a whirlwind experience, and I'm really excited for it. So, The Paper Palace is the last one on our list. This is what we have. This is what we're working with. We have self-help. We have thriller. We have romance. We have all the tropes that we ever would need. And then we have this book, which I don't even know what to consider it. I'm assuming it's a thriller, but we don't know. We'll see in future videos, right? Right. Okay, so thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget.